Good afternoon. This is your American Prayer Warrior, and I'm making this video as a call to action. Saving our country is going to come a little at a time, just like that's how our country was destroyed a little at a time, like the frog in the pot syndrome. And so I'm coming to encourage you to do your part, and don't get discouraged when you feel like it's just a little piece, because if you had to do everything possible to save our country, it would be too much. And so I'm encouraging you to just do your part, and then encourage others to do their part, and we will eventually save our country. Call to action that I have is basically contacting this specific organization called Moms for America, and they send surveys out periodically. And the questions on the survey just basically give them an idea of where people are coming from, as far as our traditional Judeo-Christian values. And they gather all of everybody's opinion, and they say, okay, this is what America wants. This is what people are looking for. This is what people are thinking. And they can take that and go and use that to influence bills in our legislation. And so even though we only vote over 4 years, you can give your input about your Judeo-Christian values every time you get a survey. And it just takes a few minutes and a stamp, and then you've done your part, and then if everybody just does their little part, their what is it, 53 cents or 58 cent stamp, and 5 minutes of their time. If everybody did that, our voice combined can make a huge impact on our country. And nothing, quick fixes don't happen. It's going to take time. But just like the analogy of the boy and the old man on the seashore, where the little boy is picking up a starfish and throwing it back into the ocean, and there's just thousands on the beach, and the old man says, you're never going to get all those starfish in the ocean. Why try? Why not? Why do you keep throwing them in? And the little boy picks up a starfish and says, it matters to this starfish. And he throws it in. And so that analogy for me means do your part and leave the rest to God. And so I found that my part as a citizen is to give feedback to my legislatures. And this is one way that you can give feedback. I just wanted to go over this real quick and encourage you to sign up to receive these surveys and give your feedback to our legislatures, so they can say, hey, we polled people and this is what they want. I'll put the link in the description of how you can contact them. But basically, this is what the survey looks like. And I'm just going to kind of go through it a little quickly. But if you are just one of those people that just wants a short clip of a video and don't want to get into all the nitty-gritties, this is where you can stop and then go to the link in the description. If you want to get more information about what this particular survey is about, or maybe an idea of what the surveys are going to ask you, stay here and I will give you more information on this particular survey so you get an idea of what you'll be getting in the mail. Anyway, so just remember, you too can be a prayer warrior. And for those prayer warriors that want more information, here we go. Basically, it says here, it gives like an issue summary, and then it gives a question, and then you answer how you feel about that specific issue. So the first issue that's listed on this one, it says, during the 2020 election, Kamala Harris repeatedly praised the anti-police rioters, looters, and arsonists. She even urged her 5 million followers on Twitter to donate to help bail out the rioters, looters, and arsonists. Among those Harrison helped bail out include a suspect who shot a police, a woman accused of killing a friend, and a convicted rapist who has been charged with kidnapping and other sex crimes. So that's the issue. And then the question is, what is your view of the fact that Kamala Harris raised money to bail out looters, rioters, and arsonists, including those with violent criminal histories? who went on to commit more violence after they were released. And then the options are horrible, concerning, I support Kamala Harris raising bail money to bail these people out. And of course, I put horrible. The other issues that are brought up in this is in an interview with Stephen Colbert during the 2020 election, Harris said that she wants the rioters, looters, and arsonists to continue. Specifically, she promised this, and I quote, "The rioters are not going to stop. This is a movement. I'm telling you, they're not going to stop. And everyone beware, because they are not going to stop. And everyone should take note of that. They're not going to let up. They should not let up." So she basically tells us to be aware and everyone should take note. And she said this while laughing. So that's the issue. And the question is, do you interpret these comments as a threat against those who do not share her and the Biden administration's radical left agenda for America? And then the options are yes, her comments are a threat, no, her comments are not a threat, or not sure. And to me, they are a definite threat. So that's the answer I marked. You mark whatever you believe. The next issue is the anti-police rioters. Democratic House Speaker Nancy Pelosi also weighed in, saying, and I quote, "I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be." So the question in regards to that issue is, what is your opinion of Nancy Pelosi's pro-rioter statement? Horrible, concerning, I support Nancy Pelosi's view, or no opinion. The next issue, many of today's top Democratic leaders sound as though they don't like America. President Obama's former Attorney General Eric Holder said this on MSNBC, and I quote, "When I hear these things about let's make America great again, I think to myself, exactly when do you think America was great?" The Democratic governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, also mocked the idea that America was ever great, saying in a speech, "We're not going to make America great again. It never was great." And that's the issue. And the question is, what is your reaction to the anti-American tone of today's top Democratic leaders? Very troubling. I'm okay with it, or no opinion. And then there's a couple questions to that particular issue. The next one is, what is your view of Joe Biden's decision to halt construction wall on your southern border? I particularly chose strongly oppose. They also have oppose, support, strongly support, not sure. The next question 6, what is your opinion of the fact that the Democratic-run U.S. House Representative just passed legislation to allow illegal immigrants to vote in America's elections, which is completely unconstitutional and insane? And of course, my opinion would be strongly oppose. Question 7, what is your view of Biden's invitation to all Latin Americans to come here, announcing that they are welcome so long as he's president? And of course, I strongly oppose. Question 8, what is your view of Biden's decision to overturn all major policies by President Trump that had successfully secured America's borders? And of course, I strongly oppose. Question 9, why do you think the Biden-Harris administration and Democratic leaders are pushing so hard to allow tens of millions of migrants to pour into the United States? And the options are because their goal is to create millions of new Democratic voters, so Democrats never lose power, and they can turn America into a corrupt one-party socialist dictatorship. That's a first option. The second one is because they are honestly concerned about the well-being of the migrants fleeing the third world. And then other, where it lets you fill in why you think they're doing that. And question 10, what is your reaction to the recent vote by the Democratic-run U.S. House of Representatives to grant statehood to Washington, D.C., which would award 2 more Senate seats to the Democratic Party if the Senate also follows suit and passes the bill? And you can select horrible, concerning, I support statehood of Washington, D.C., and no opinion. The next situation is, right now the left controls the White House and holds a narrow majority in the U.S. House by just a few seats. The U.S. Senate is split 50 Republicans to 50 Democrats, with Kamala Harris in the tie-breaking vote. The vice president always breaks the tie in the Senate. But if the left is still 1 or 2 seats short in the House and Senate, being able to enact the most radical parts of their agenda, and their agenda includes Number 1, award themselves 4 additional U.S. House seats by immediately granting statehood to Puerto Rico and the District of Columbia. Their next agenda is to expand the number of seats on the Supreme Court so that they can pack the High Court with a majority of radical leftist judges. And third part of their agenda is to further increase the tsunami of migrants pouring across America's southern border from the third world to create millions of new voters for socialism. That's the issue. The questions are, if the left adds another seat or 2 to the Senate and keeps their hold on the House, how likely do you think it is that a conservative will never be able to win a national election in America again due to these changes? The options are, if this happens, it's very unlikely a conservative will win a national election again. Somewhat unlikely, likely. I don't think we need to worry. A conservative will win next time, or no opinion. Oh, and then other. The next question, 12. How concerned are you about the 2022 midterm elections and what the outcome means for America's survival as the land of the free, for your grandchildren and children? The options are very concerned, not sure. Question 13, are you currently registered to vote? And then if you answered no, would you like Moms for America to help you get registered to vote? The next issue is about big tech. Because Google, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and big tech are blatantly blocking conservative information from reaching Americans, Moms for America is emphasizing using postal mail to get information to America's moms and grandmoms on how the radical pro-Harris administration and today's far-left leadership in Congress really is. We are mailing voter education packets similar to this to millions to bypass big tech and the dishonest leftist media propaganda machine to put the truth in the hands of millions of American moms and grandmoms so that they can make informed decisions at the ballot box in 2022. Because that's a big part of the propaganda, is to not give people accurate information. The news and the media is supposed to be free and biased. However, it is not. It is it is now being controlled by 6 major corporations. So the questions related to that are, what is your opinion of this strategy by Moms for America? 1, strongly support the strategy. Strongly oppose, no opinion, support, or oppose. Question 15, will you send your best gift to support right now to help fund Moms for America's battle plan for the 2022 midterm congressional elections by bypassing big tech and leftist media to show millions of American moms and grandmas how radical today's Democratic Party has become? And of course, the answers are yes or no. And then the back is basically gives you the option to donate or not. Because I get these so frequently, I usually just pick the first option that says, I'm enclosing my $10 survey processing contribution to help pay for the tabulation, processing, and distribution of the results of this survey. And of course, I mean, if you can give more, that's fine too. But I'm trying to focus these videos on low cost or free options for people, as a lot of people are struggling. And so for me, you know, I believe in tithing, and I believe a big part of my faith and sharing my faith and giving back isn't just to my church, it's my community. And so sometimes I use my tithing money to give to organizations like this, because it's preserving, you know, our faith in our country and getting the word out about a lot of these different things, because the news media isn't reporting on a lot of this, so people don't know. And so sometimes just receiving this flyer and reading it can give people information about things they didn't know about. You know, maybe you didn't know that Kamala Harris said this stuff because you cut off the mainstream media because of their lies, and so maybe you didn't hear about it. So I feel like this is important, and it's something that we can do as Christians, and Another thing that I do, if I can't donate to an organization like this, I say a prayer. I say an Our Father or a short prayer in my own words, to just that the people that can and have the means to donate do donate, and to pray that this organization will prosper and be able to reach as many people as possible. And those prayers, for me, I believe, are even more important than donating money. And so a lot of times when I open these things up, all I can do is say a prayer and then recycle the paper because I'm struggling or whatever. So anyway, this is just one practical thing that you can do as a prayer warrior and to help save our country. It can be, 5 minutes and a stamp, and then you can feel good about doing something to save our country, no matter how little of time and funds that you have. Because I know time is money. We don't always have, when we're caring for those that we love or working to provide, we don't even always have time. So sometimes it's not even about the money, it's the time. So your time is valuable, and I think that filling out the survey and mailing it back is time well spent. So don't forget, you too can be a prayer warrior. Thank you.